Hello the internet, my name's Laura and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a couple of different things going on actually. I went to Home Depot because I wanted to pick up some things, and really I should have done a plant tour because they actually ended up having some plants there and at Lowe's, but I didn't realize until it was too late, and then I figured whatever. But I did end up picking up this pot at the Home Depot because I just thought it was really pretty. It doesn't have any drainage in it, and but you know, if I use it for a cash pot, then I think that will be pretty cool. Oh, cobbler planter blueberry. I mean, sure. Anyway, I just thought it was really pretty, and since I said that I'm going to be looking for some more pots, and so that I can put, some of my plants into them, so they're not just in nursery pots, I decided I would pick it up. It wasn't cheap, it wasn't super expensive either, but I mean, you know, the price that you pay for pots at the big box stores are the price that you pay for pots at the big box stores, so I did because I liked it. And then when I was there, I actually missed this display completely. They had a Trending Tropicals display at the Home Depot, and that's right, I finally got an actual watermelon begonia, and that is a pretty decent sized plant. There's actually 2 plants in here, or maybe 3. I don't know. There's a bunch of stems in here. It's a large plant. It's pretty healthy. There's a couple little leaves that need to. I'm probably going to propagate that because the leaf is perfectly good. It just like snapped off here. And there it goes. So that'll be a perfect propagation leaf because the leaf itself is still fine. And oh, let's see what they say about watermelon peperomia, because they do actually have this one labeled. Watermelon, Peperomia argyria. Peperomias are popular and sought after these days, especially this whimsical watermelon. This no-fuss houseplant was discovered in a remote tropical rainforest in Ecuador. It features fabulous shield-shaped green foliage striped with silver bearing a metal sheen. That was not an easy sentence to read. Whoever did this was not a writer. But anyway, I'm really happy about that because this was one of the few trending tropical plants that... Oh, there's like a little bitty tiny one in there. It's like teeny. I'm not even sure I can show it to you guys. Let's see. You see that little green down there? That's a little watermelon plant. Isn't that cute? I feel like I should pull it out of there. Oh well, we won't do that yet. We'll let it sit in there. But anyway, this was the one trending tropical plant. I'm pretty sure that's still out there that I haven't gotten that I wanted. I could very possibly be wrong. Are we into the 2021 trending tropicals? Has anybody seen those yet? I know that the Thai constellation is supposed to be one of those, and that one I definitely want, but I haven't heard about that actually being out there yet. Oh yeah, this stem's broken off too. Yeah, so this guy needs a little bit of care, some trimming. I'm going to pull off some of these leaves, and I'm going to propagate some of these leaves because I know that this is a plant that's kind of in demand in general, and so it would be nice to be able to get it out to some people who want it. And apparently I've got enough of these leaves that are coming off that I will be able to propagate them no problem and still have plenty of leaves for me. But the plant looks like it's in pretty good shape. I haven't been super impressed with the condition of a lot of the trending tropicals we've been getting in. They just come in looking like and you know, this one isn't spectacular, but it's at least pretty decent, which is good considering it costs 20 bucks. I know, I'm just going through like snapping off stems that are Hi, are you still attached? Oh, you are. Okay. Do you want to be attached? Okay, sure. But anyway, these leaves are super gorgeous, and like that one right there, that one right there is like perfection. So I got this, and then obviously these come in the really nice pot with the actual cash pot. A little wet, but the soil is not overly moist, so I'm not worried about that. It's a fairly thin-leafed peperomia in the first place, so I'm not super worried about it getting overwatered. But I do want to set up those to propagate. So that probably will be part of the video. You know what, we can go ahead and do that now. Alright, so you're just going to go over there. I haven't figured out where I'm going to put that yet. Haven't figured out what I'm going to put in that yet. But that's okay. We're winging it. It's great. Okay. I have a couple of propagations. I wonder if I've got the top for this. I feel like that's the size I want. Let me go see if I can find the top for that. I know you guys are like, Laura, didn't you just get those fancy trays and those fancy domes and blah, blah, blah? Why aren't you using those? Why are you using takeout containers still? I don't know. It's a hard habit to break. All right, spag moss. One of the other things that I got while I was out at the Home Depot, and actually the reason that I went to Home Depot in the first place, was that I wanted to get, oh, I know, I'm like really not even together today, but you guys don't mind, right? I wanted to get stuff for the terrarium for that big glass container that I got. So I got some river pebbles just to put on the bottom, just because I thought it would be visually interesting to have them down there. And then I bought more bags of spag moss, because it's going to be a carnivorous plant terrarium. And then I also bought a bag of peat moss, and not the little bag of peat moss like the Miracle Grow one, because that one has fertilizer in it and carnivorous plants cannot go in that. I went and bought the 3 cubic foot thing of sphagnum moss that is meant for you to like put into your garden. And so I'm going to use part of that for that terrarium to have the peat moss. And the rest of that is probably actually going to go into my garden in the spring, because when they did the, they had to dig up my backyard in order to fix the leaking foundation. They filled it with soil that was, I mean, it wasn't bad soil, but it definitely is compact soil. And so I figure putting some peat moss in there will really help to lighten that up so that the plants that I've got in there don't all die. I put a whole bunch of lily bulbs in there that I had dug up from before they had done that all, and I think only 3 actually came up. So I'm going to have to buy more lily bulbs because I love lilies. I love them. Okay, so I have finished wetting my spag. That's what I was doing down here, because you guys are looking at my face as opposed to this. I put spag moss into the container, and then I wet it down and made it all wet. Okay. Perfect. I have a towel. Oh, I'm amazing. Okay. I do not, however, have either of my pairs of scissors over here. It's just, this is my day. This is my day. It's fine. It's actually fine. Okay, so I'm pretty sure. If you want to do watermelon. Watermelon peperonias the same way that you do begonias. The stem of the watermelon peperonia, see how it kind of comes into the middle of the leaf like that? This is probably a better example. The stem goes into, it's not right on the edge of the leaf. It's like actually inside the leaf. But you still want to cut into that so that you are exposing the veins, because those veins are the places that the new plants sprout from. All right, I'm gonna turn you guys down as I put those in here. All right, so I'm just sticking that guy in there. I'm got some spag moss under, got some spag moss on top. We're just gonna see if we can get anything from this guy. I feel like I should just cut that in half and see, because I'm gonna get more contact on this side. If you cut up you can cut up the leaves more like that. Actually, I'm gonna put that a little closer. You can cut the leaves up like that. You just need to be aware that any place that you've cut is a place that it can start to rot from. Like the leaf will start rotting from there, as opposed to possibly, you know, giving you new plant babies. So just be aware of that. You can cut up a leaf more than just this little bit that I'm doing. But you don't have to. My begonia breakdance, because it has those like huge leaves. I ended up, I think I took like 2 leaves off of their total, maybe 3, but one of them was kind of small. I took 2 of the bigger like leaves out of there, and all of the begonia breakdance props I have right now are from those 2 leaves, because I'd like put the leaf in and it had like this big long edge, and then I'd get plants along the edge, and then I'd cut the rest of the leaf, which was still alive, and stick that in, and then I would get plants all along that edge. And I just kind of kept doing that. And like I said, now I have a whole bunch of begonia breakdance propagations just from like literally 2 leaves. I didn't have to do much to that plant at all. So that's actually pretty cool. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We've got nice wet soil in there. So there we go, our little begonia, I keep saying begonia, watermelon peperomia propagations. And then our little lid. That's actually the right lid. Oh, it wants to go this way. And this one's actually nice because it's got little holes in it already for, I mean, it's technically a food container, so it was for venting heat, but this will allow some air movement while still keeping the humidity up in there. So that I'm actually really happy with that. That was actually the perfect size. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? What's today's date? I don't know what the date is today. It's like the 25th, I think. Hold on. I'm turning on my computer, which is over here. Come on, computer. What date is it? I technically could look it up on my phone, but then I'd have to. Oh, no, it's the 24th. Okay, so 1/24. All right, so now we have actually written on here the date that I have started the propagation, so I will remember. I know, I'm so wonderful. I love me. Okay, what do we got under here? Oh, I really want to do something with those. All right. Little propagation trays. I'm running out of space down here. That's kind of funny. That's okay. A lot of those need to be moved pretty soon. I have incoming. I have ordered. So you guys saw that I got those new trays. And then I got the little domes that go on top of the trays. What I didn't realize was how short those domes were. And so they work fine for starting out plants, but as soon as the plants get to like any height, they're suddenly bumping up the top against the top of that. So I went back to the website where I had gotten those trays from, and they actually have like domes that are like yay high. And so I ordered some of those. Shipping is unfortunate, but I figured that since right now I'm focusing my money on plant containers as opposed to more plants, even though technically these plant containers are for making more plants, that I was just going to go ahead and buy them because I want to take those propagations out of there, but I don't want to just throw them out here in my maybe 30% humidity that I managed to keep in this house. And so once those come, I'm going to have a repotting. Actually, it's not even going to be, no, it will be a repotting because they're, right now I've got them in the little 4 square, like they're shorter things and they're the 4-pack, you know, like you see it at nurseries and stuff. And I want to put them into the actual, it's basically the same size pot, but it's a much deeper pot. And then I can put the lid on top and it will all be good and it will be beautiful. And we'll all sing and dance and it will be amazing. All right, what else was I gonna, oh, that's right, I remember the other thing I was gonna show you guys. So, as you know, I have my adorable little terrarium here, in which I have my Sonorilla that I had bought and is doing like gangbusters. It is very happy in here. The 3 oldest leaves took some damage when it got here and had to transition and all that kind of stuff. There's only so much you can do about that. It has grown substantially since then. It looks beautiful, you can see it. But I also have in here, I really should have just kept this up. I also have in here, this color that my friend gave me as a propagation. And I was looking at it the other day and I'm like, it's grown some new leaves. And I was going, why do those leaves look weird? And I don't really mess with this very much because I don't want to let the humidity out for this one plant. But I pulled this out. Number one, it's got awesome roots on it, so that's like a great thing. I'm gonna put that back. But I pulled this out and I looked at the leaves and they have these weird little white marks all on the bottom of the leaves. And that one has it, and that one has it, and this one has it just a little bit up here on this edge. There. And I'm looking at the plant going, this doesn't seem to be, it doesn't look like bugs. They're like not little eggs. What are these weird little things? And so I went and I looked up white spots on the back of leaves. And it's apparently what's called edema. And it is caused by too high of humidity. It's basically, you know, the same way like sometimes you water certain plants like a philodendron or an alocasia and then it spits the water out and you get like little drops coming off of the end of if you've never seen that, it happens. If you have seen that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, that is that plant saying, I've got too much water. I'm going to shed some of it. Well, edema is apparently when it's got way too much water, but it's just a different way of it dealing with it. It gets these stupid little ugly white things on the bottom of the leaves. And so basically what it's telling me is that it does not like the ridiculous amount of humidity that is in that terrarium. And it would prefer to have less humidity. And this is one of the reasons why I was, you know, guys know that I open up my my grow tent over there. I knew that having the grow tent at 100% humidity was bad. I didn't know exactly why, Besides the fact that all the plants are just growing air roots like out everywhere because it's wet enough in there for them. But besides that, I wasn't exactly sure why I was doing that. I just knew that I had heard that it was bad for it to sit at, 99% humidity. This is apparently one of the reasons why sitting at 99% humidity isn't good, is because some plants just literally don't want that much humidity. I mean, we like to be warm, but we don't want it to be 100 degrees, so it kind of makes sense. So this guy is actually going to get moved over to that grow tent. And I'm going to keep him in there for a while. And he's still growing really well. Like, I have this new vine is growing up here. So this whole vine is completely new. Kenyon gave me this leaf, and then this guy. And then, so this is a completely new growth. And then there's a new growth point on the end of this stem as well. So plant's doing really well. It's just telling me that it has too much humidity. So it's going to go over there and there, and we're going to see if it does better. I almost feel like I want to actually repot it at this point too. And actually put it into some soil. So that's what I'm going to do next. I just have to pull my soil over here. Where did I put my, oh, that's why. The soil is back there. That's why I can't find it. Soil, and, you'd think I'd have a pot sitting around, but I don't. I'll be back. All right. Pot. Okay. That was apparently a terrarium plant accessory. Assorted. All right, so we're gonna put some this soil in here. There's some of the spag moss. And now I'm going to have to try and get that root out of there without damaging it. And it's very possible it's not going to make it. The whole thing anyway. Let's see if we can get rid of some of this extra sphagnum moss so that it is as thin as possible. That is an impressive root. I'm very sad that I might lose that root. I just didn't realize until I had picked it up like literally 2 days ago that it had grown that much root into the moss that was underneath the pot. So, all right, what do we got? Come here. I know. All right, good. It's got some other roots just in case this whole thing doesn't come. All right. Come here. I know, we're going to be very gentle with you and try and get as much of you as possible. Oh, it's actually coming through pretty well. Oh, yay! Okay, perfect. Perfect. I love that. Okay, I'm so happy that I managed to keep that whole root there. It will be much happier as a result. Okay, so sticking that in there. I want it to be in the middle. Some more of this dirt. Some more of this dirt. This dirt's perfectly good. All right. And I'm not sure, I didn't read, whether or not the edema goes away, or if those leaves are always going to have that on there, and just hopefully the new leaves will not. But anyway, so now he's in a nice new pot. He's gonna keep growing, and we're gonna put him over in the grow tent. Okay. Actually, after we water him. Put. Go. Okay. all the way down to the bottom. Perfect. I'm definitely having a lot of these, and then I do a whole bunch of random stuff videos. I hope you guys don't mind. I figure you're probably pretty interested in just seeing what's going on. You know, besides me having a specific, like, topic or whatever. Though I am working on, I got the idea for my next Grow a Green Thumb series, or video for that series. So, hopefully that won't be too long. Okay, let me go put this into the grow tent. Okay, so that ended up being a longer break than I was expecting. I decided I was going to go over and get my glass jar and clean it out so that I could move on to the next step of that. And while I was holding it, it broke in my hand. So I now have this nice break in here. I still have the 2 pieces of glass. And so my plan is to glue those back on there and then just never hold it. Because I was holding it like this, and then I had my hand around it and I was like cleaning, and then it just broke off there. So as long as I only ever handle it from the bottom, it will be fine. And that's high enough up that I'm not worried about, like, all the water's going to be down in there. So I'm not worried about it like leaking or anything. I got very lucky in that I didn't drop it, because not only would that have been more glass all over my floor, I could have seriously hurt myself, because none of these are particularly deep. It just, I got caught kind of in a glancing blow, but I am injured. So that is not going to be the plan for today. Because I no longer can do that. I'm just gonna set these pieces in here. I'm probably gonna glue those at some point off camera, because, I mean, you guys don't really need to see that. And we'll come back when that is ready to be turned into a terrarium. I also don't have enough carnivorous plants for that yet, so it's not like I'm really in a rush. If I want to do that, I'm going to have to very possibly go and buy some carnivorous plants. I don't know. Trying to think if there's anything else I could show you guys that will be like a good send-off for the fact that now I can't do the thing that I thought I was going to do. Not really. Okay, so sorry, this is a shorter video than I was expecting. I'm injured. It's starting to hurt now, so I'm gonna go take a little bit of a break. I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. I'm just embarrassed more than anything else, and it does hurt because it's a wound. But if you like this video, go ahead and like this video. If you didn't like this video, go ahead and just ignore this video. Anyway, if you want to stick around and see how I heal, go ahead and subscribe. And thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today. I will definitely see you guys in the next video, okay? Bye-bye.